In the year 2000, a bunch of researchers gave this test to kids from all over the world to see which country would do best on it. And which country did best on it? Finland. Everybody was super surprised, most of all the people in Finland. They didn't think they were doing anything special, but it turns out that their education system kind of kicks ass. What does Finland do that's so special? Well, that's what the journalist Amanda Ripley wanted to know, and so she followed an exchange student who lived in Oklahoma who went and studied in Finland for a year and asked her, what do you think is so special about the Finnish education system? She interviewed a bunch of Finnish teachers and Finnish students, and she did the same thing for South Korea and Poland. Then she wrote about it in her book, The Smartest Kids in the World and How They Got That Way. In Finland, becoming a teacher is kind of like becoming a doctor. You have to go to this special school, and you have to be really, really smart to qualify. They only really take the best of the best. That's not really true anywhere else. Kim, the student who went to Finland, when she lived in Oklahoma, her math teacher was the high school football coach, and he only became a math teacher so that he could be the high school football coach. And then in South Korea, they do something kind of similar. Pretty much every parent in South Korea is hiring a private tutor for their kids because education is just so competitive in South Korea. So if you're a really, really good tutor, you can make millions of dollars a year. That means that the people who Finnish kids and South Korean kids are learning from are just smarter than the people that American kids are learning from. Countries with good school systems also give their teachers a lot more autonomy. In Finland, teachers can kind of just teach whatever they want as long as it's on the subject, and they're given a lot of freedom to come up with a lesson plan. Whereas in the US, what gets taught is usually decided by local school boards or sometimes even the state, and teachers have to work with the curriculum and the textbooks that they're given. It turns out that teachers are generally better than bureaucrats at deciding what to teach. In Kim's class in Oklahoma, there were a bunch of kids who, all they did was smoke weed all day and skateboard and stuff, and they didn't actually take school seriously. In Finland, there were also kids like that, but the difference is they took school seriously. That's one of the big secrets of the Finnish education system, is that the culture there, everybody cares, and so they work hard in school. The same goes for Poland, and especially for South Korea, because in South Korea, your entire social status as a teenager is based on your grades. Also, South Korean kids are super incentivized to do really, really, really well in high school, because if you get into a good college, then your whole life is set, right? Like in South Korea, if you get into one of the top universities, then you're going to make way, way more money than if you don't get into one of the top universities. Like, the high school students in South Korea will literally spend 12 to 14 hours a day on their schoolwork. The flip side of this is that teachers in Finland especially, and in Poland and South Korea, expect students to do well in school, right? In the US, there are a bunch of kids who they don't try, and the teachers just kind of give up on them, or they have low expectations of them because they look at the color of their skin, or they look at the family they come from, or how much money they have, and they say, oh, well, that kid's not going to do well in school. And research has shown that that can be a self-fulfilling prophecy. If a teacher thinks a student isn't going to do well, then the student picks up on that, stops trying as hard, and doesn't do as well. In most other first world countries, they don't have that problem as bad as they have in the US, and in a lot of countries, they don't have it at all. Another thing that goes into this is how a school system treats failure. So in the US, if you get a bad grade on a test, it can ruin your grade in the class, and then that grade in the class can ruin your chances of getting into college, whereas in other countries, failure is just considered normal. It's part of the learning process, right? In Poland, if you fail, it's no big deal. You just pick yourself up and try again. So basically, the countries with the best school systems in the world, A, make an effort to hire good teachers, and B, create a culture where students actually care about doing well in school. So if you're a school principal, or you're elected to a school board, or you're somehow involved in schools, and you want to make your schools better, those are the two things I'd focus on. So thanks so much for watching Theo's Book Club. If you're new around here, my name's Theo. I make short videos like this one about the big ideas in the books that I read so that you can learn what I learned, and so you can decide, do I want to read this book for myself? If you like this video, I hope you'll hit the thumbs up button right down there. That tells YouTube, hey, this is a good video, we should show it to more people. If you want to see more of these book reviews pop up in your feed, you can hit the subscribe button. Also, if you want to watch another video that I made about a book about how to make schools better, you can check out this video about Sir Ken Robinson's book, Creative Schools. Sir Ken Robinson's like the go-to guy when it comes to education. He's given a bunch of TED Talks about how to make schools better, so if this is a subject you're interested in, I highly recommend checking out this video. And until next time, keep on learning and have a great day.